And we are going to continue our algebra journey looking at equations with one variable. Now, there's something different you may notice between both of these questions. The main thing is the fact that p here is positive and p here is negative. So that's going to make a difference. For example, if we were to take away 7 from both sides here, we would get negative p equals negative 4. And we can continue solving this, but we're just going to see different ways of doing that. So when the variable is positive, like the question on the left, we can just add 3 to both sides. And then we can say p is equal to 10. When the variable is negative, there's a couple of things we can do, and we're going to look at those methods later on, but I'm just going to show you one example of how we might solve this. We might, for example, add p to both sides. We'll get 7 equals 3 plus p. This is useful because p is now positive, and then we're going to take away 3 from both sides. So 7 take away 3 is 4. 3 minus 3 that's a 0 pair, and then 4 is equal to p. So that's one way to do it. I'm going to look at some other ways to do it as well. So here's an example. Let's try to solve this in 2 ways. So when the variable you are looking at is negative, we can either add it to both sides in order to make it positive, like we did with the previous question. So we can add p, and then this becomes 15 is equal to 11 plus p, and then take away 11, so 15 minus 11 is 4, so 4 is equal to p. Or something else here, and this is going to be a new thing for you to look at, is we could put the whole thing in brackets and multiply it by negative 1. I'm going to put that whole thing in brackets, multiply by negative 1. What this does, when you multiply anything by negative 1, is all of the signs in the bracket change. So this becomes negative 15 plus p equals negative 11. Now, the reason that's useful is we've now got p to be positive here. Now, the next step is I'm going to isolate p by adding 15 to both sides. So this becomes a 0 pair, that cancels out. So p is equal to negative 11 plus 15, which is 4. Now, I would say in both of these examples, the one on the left is probably a bit easier, but in some questions, the method on the right is going to be preferable, and it's going to make it a lot easier to do that method. But both of these methods are methods you should be confident in using. So here you go. Here's another example of a question where you've multiplied both sides by negative 1. So we prefer to use brackets rather than writing it like that. And then you can see in both cases we get the same answer. 4p is 12, so we're going to divide by 4. So 3 is equal to p. And in this case, the same thing. Now, you can decide for yourself which method you prefer. Both of them are equally valid. You can use both in both of these questions. There isn't really a strong preference. Right, so pause the video and have a go at solving all 6 of these questions, and then I'm going to go through all of these. Okay, here come the solutions. So for question 1, now I'm going to switch between different methods here. There's no special reason that I'm either multiplying by negative 1 or adding the variable to both sides. It's just based on how I feel about it. So plus m. So that becomes 27 plus m equals 15. So because that would have cancelled out. So then we're going to take away 27 from both sides. So m is equal to 15 minus 27. That's going to give you negative 12. Question 2. Now I'm going to add 2m to both sides. This becomes 12. That's a 0 pair. Bring the equal sign down. 2 plus 2m just stays as it is, 2 plus 2m. I'm now going to take away 2 from both sides. So this becomes 10 is equal to 2m. And then I'm going to divide by 2. So 5 is equal to m. Question 3. Now I've got negative 3m here. Now the 5 plus 12, we can just add that up straight away. So we don't need to do anything with that other than 17 is equal to 8 minus 3m. I'm now going to multiply both sides by negative 1 just to get some practice in with that method. So brackets negative 1. So negative 17 is equal to negative 8 plus 3m. Now I want to isolate m, so I'm going to add 8 first to both sides. So you're going to have negative 17 plus 8, which is going to give you negative 9, which is equal to 3m. And then divide by 3, divide by 3. So negative 9 over 3 is just negative 3 is equal to m. Okay. Next few questions. Pause the video and have a go with these if you haven't done them so you get some practice in. Don't just watch the video without trying these, and then I'm going to show you the answers in 3, 2, 1. So question on the left, we're going to multiply both sides by negative 1, so it's going to be negative 8 is equal to negative 5 plus m. And then I'm going to add 5 to both sides. You could have done this the other way by adding m to both sides and then taking away 8. So negative 8 plus 5 is negative 3 equals m. Okay, again, we can use both methods. This time I'm going to add m to both sides. So 8 is equal to 4 plus m. Take away 4. Take away 4, so 4 is equal to m. And then we've got one more, so we're going to add 2m to both sides. You can obviously multiply by negative 1 as well. That method will give you the same answer. Now I'm going to take away 10 from both sides. 30 minus 10 is 20. And divide by 2, divide by 2. So 10 is equal to m. There is your answer. I hope that was useful. And remember to continue watching the playlist to cover all of algebra for year 8. I'll see you in the next video.